The sun had barely crested over the horizon when Liam Corbett's old pickup rattled down the quiet suburban street. He barely had time to enjoy the morning calm before his phone buzzed insistently in his pocket. Another late notice for the rent, another overdue bill. Life as a single dad was a relentless balancing act, one he often felt he was failing. His daughter, Sophie, only 7, leaned over the passenger seat, tracing the lines in the dust on the dashboard with her small fingers. "Daddy, do we really have to keep moving our stuff into that tiny apartment?" she asked, her voice hesitant but laced with hope. Liam gave her a tired smile, trying to mask the anxiety gnawing at him. "Soon, pumpkin. Soon we'll have a place we can finally call home." As he turned a corner, a sudden screech of tires split the morning air. A sleek motorcycle had fishtailed dangerously across the street, barely avoiding a collision with an oncoming delivery van. Without thinking, Liam slammed on the brakes and leapt from his truck, heart hammering. The biker had fallen, her long leather jacket torn, and the bike lying crumpled beside her. Her helmet was askew, and a cascade of dark hair spilled across her face. Adrenaline surged through Liam's veins as he rushed to her side, lifting her gently from the asphalt. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice firm but trembling with concern. She blinked up at him, startled, and then slowly smiled. "I think so. Thanks to you." There was a softness in her eyes, a quiet strength, but also an edge of vulnerability. Liam's instincts screamed at him to stay close. He helped her to his truck, insisting she sit while he called for a first aid kit from his back seat. As he patched a shallow cut on her arm, he caught a glimpse of her hands, hands that should have been manicured, delicate, not calloused from hard work. Something about her felt like a puzzle he couldn't piece together. Before he could ask if she needed a ride somewhere, she stood up abruptly. I don't want to cause any trouble. I can walk from here," she said, her voice laced with determination. Liam hesitated. He didn't know this woman, yet something inside him told him to insist. "It's not trouble," he said. "I can't just leave you here." She studied him for a long moment, then nodded, a flicker of gratitude in her eyes. "Okay. Thank you, Liam." Liam blinked. She had said his name. "You know my name?" he asked, startled. She shrugged and smiled, brushing the hair from her face. "I've seen you around, thought you might help." The ride back to his modest apartment was quiet, filled only with the hum of the engine and the occasional soft laugh from Sophie, who had already taken a liking to the mysterious biker. Liam found himself glancing at her, noting how different she seemed from anyone he'd ever met. There was something raw, something real in her presence, qualities he often worried Sophie would never encounter in the world beyond their little bubble. Over the next few days, she became a constant, quiet presence in their lives. She refused to give her name beyond a casual Alex, and she always wore sunglasses and leather, even indoors. Liam, juggling 2 jobs and Sophie's school schedule, couldn't figure out why he felt drawn to her. There was no reason for this woman to be here, no reason for her to care about them, but she did. She helped Liam fix broken appliances, played board games with Sophie, and even offered quiet encouragement when he felt the weight of the world pressing down. One Saturday, Liam watched as Alex tinkered with the old bicycle Sophie had gotten for her birthday. "You've got a knack for fixing things," he said, genuinely impressed. She shrugged, a faint blush on her cheeks. "It's therapeutic," she admitted. "Fixing something broken and making it work again. It feels good." Liam thought of his own life, all the broken pieces he was trying to hold together. Bills, responsibilities, hopes he couldn't afford to chase. Somehow, this woman, this stranger, was helping him fix more than bicycles. Then came the day that changed everything. Liam had been running late from work when Sophie called, her voice panicked. "Daddy! Alex fell near the park!" Liam's heart lurched as he sprinted toward the playground, finding Alex sprawled on the grass, her bike toppled beside her. "I'm okay," she said weakly, brushing dirt from her leather jacket. But Liam could see the pain etched across her face. He knelt beside her, lifting her into his arms. "You're not going anywhere until we make sure you're okay," he said, more gently this time, almost pleading. As he helped her up, Alex caught his gaze. "You always care so much," she said quietly, and for the first time, Liam felt a strange warmth in his chest. Not love, not yet, but the first real flicker of hope he'd felt in years. Over the following weeks, their connection deepened. Alex revealed bits of herself, her love for classic rock, her hidden talent for painting, and her unwavering curiosity about people's lives. Liam found himself telling her things he hadn't said in years, secrets about his struggles as a single father, fears that kept him awake at night, dreams he had shelved long ago, and through it all, she listened, never judging, always encouraging. Sophie adored her, following Alex around like a shadow, mimicking her every movement. Liam began to see a light returning to his life, a rare, fragile light that seemed almost too good to be true. Then one afternoon, everything shifted. Liam had picked Alex up from the local diner where she'd been sketching, and they were heading home, when a black luxury SUV pulled up beside them. The tinted windows rolled down to reveal a sharply dressed man and woman, both speaking rapidly. Liam slowed the truck, alarmed. "Alex, what's going on?" he asked, sensing a tension he hadn't seen before. She took a deep breath, her fingers gripping the steering wheel. "I think it's time you knew the truth, in the most unexpected twist of all." Alex revealed that she was not just a regular biker. She was Alexandra Sterling, heir to a billion-dollar conglomerate, a woman used to luxury and scrutiny, but who had grown weary of wealth that brought admiration, not genuine connection. She had been searching for people who cared about her for herself, not her fortune, and in Liam and Sophie she had found something rare: authenticity, kindness, and a love that didn't come with strings attached. Liam sat in stunned silence, the world tilting around him. He could barely process the revelation. All this time, the woman who had slipped into his life so seamlessly, who had laughed with Sophie and offered him quiet support, had been someone he would have never expected, someone whose life could never intersect with his without barriers. Yet here she was. Alex's gaze softened as she reached for his hand. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want it to change this. I wanted to know if you would care for me, and for Sophie, without knowing who I really am." Liam looked at her, the weight of her words sinking in. He saw her not as a billionaire, not as a mystery, but as Alex, the woman who had become family, who had brought light into the darkest corners of his life. "I care about you," he said finally, his voice thick with emotion. "All of you, the real you. And Sophie's already part of my heart, so you come with her too." Tears welled in Alex's eyes. She had been searching for love and connection in a world that often judged her by money and status, and here, in a small, cluttered apartment filled with warmth, laughter, and simple life, she had found exactly what she'd been looking for.